What up, New York Giant Nation? It's your boy MacDaGiantsFan, man. And this is the True Blue Podcast. What is going on? Hey, what's going on, Mr. Coach Ed, man? How you feeling, bro? It's good to see you as always, man. Hope everything is going good with you, man. Hope you keeping warm up here during these last couple of cold, really cold weeks, man. All this snow going on, man. Hope you keeping warm, man, and hope everything's going well with you, man. Well, yeah, the True Blue Podcast, like I said, like I told y'all, man, 2026 Mac the Giants fans all about the grind, man. Told y'all I was gonna be back coming out with y'all in 2026, man, coming with a lot more content, coming with something else, just something new I thought I'd bring to the table, man. The True Blue Podcast. Just here to talk about it a little bit. How you doing, Ro? Always good to see you. Thank you for stopping in, Ro. I appreciate it. But I'm not gonna probably hold y'all up too long. Be here too long today, man. Just got a couple things I want to talk about. Obviously, New York Giants, been doing, like I said, getting their coaching staff put together and everything. Got find a defensive coordinator. We're talking about him a little bit, a little bit more extensively in a few. As of right now, we're still searching for that offensive coordinator as well, man. And that's something that's heating up. Got some pretty good candidates right now. Davis Webb seems to be kind of at the top of most fans' list. Charlie Weiss Jr., Cliff Kingsbury, T. Martin amongst some of the top candidates right now, man. A couple of these guys, I'd be really good about. I'd feel really a lot better about that. Like Davis Webb right now seems to be that new hot shot guy, man. He seems. I mean, everything we hear about this guy is he's got his stuff together. He obviously is familiar with the organization for certain, as he played his playing days here. A lot of his playing years were here in New York, even though he didn't get much time on the field. But at the same time, I mean, everything you hear about him, smart guy, one of the really young up and coming coaches around this league, man. So he could. That's why I think a lot of guys are leaning towards him because he's the type of guy that also, you think about a succession plan going forward with John Harbaugh when he is ready to step down. I mean, man, ain't no young man, so you got to figure it ain't gonna be with so many years John Harbaugh got left, man. But it's good to hear, Coach. Good to hear for sure, man. But so Davis Webb seems to be kind of at the top of most people's list right now, man, and he's kind of at the top of mine because I kind of it all makes sense to me. I just like I said, everything you've heard about. Look at the Bo Nix. People thought Bo Nix wasn't even going to be able to play football in the NFL in this league, man. And these last couple of years out there with Sean Payton, Davis Webb out there, man. Bo Nix has excelled his first couple of years in the league, man, and that's what our young quarterback needs, a guy that can come in here and continue to help him grow. And from all accounts, man, I mean, even when you take some things that even Daniel Jones, statements from Daniel Jones talking about how helpful Davis Webb was to him just being in the room. So it's some he's a guy to look at right now, man. Definitely a guy. Charlie Weiss Jr., obviously that familiarity with Jackson Dart, but don't want to. My thing with him is like, limiting him coming in and thinking like, oh, this is what Jackson Dart does, and it's the NFL, man. We need this kid to grow. We need him to grow, not kind of just stay in that same lane. You know what I mean? That's my reservation with Charlie Weiss and Cliff Kingsbury. A little bit of the same, just because like Cliff Kingsbury seems to always be able to have one magical year everywhere he goes, and then after that, it just seems like kind of go downhill. And I know this past season in Washington, a lot of injuries, a lot of changeover. Then you're down your top down, obviously the starting quarterback a lot most of the season. Terry McLaurin, your top wide receiver, obviously was out pretty much most of the season as well. So you traded your best running back right before the season started, and that didn't turn out to not work out for you. So a lot of things he had going against him. I understand that, but I'm just, it's just something that I've noticed with Cliff. I kind of a trend with Cliff Kingsbury is like, it's always give you that one good year. He had the Cardinals. He had it out there, and then Washington last year, tremendous season a season ago, and then this year just kind of all fell apart, man. Even though you're not working with your top guys at the same time, you got to show that ability to work with who you got. Coach Head says I trust Harbs in whatever direction he feels is best. Whoever ends up as OC, as long as the staff around him can coach up their positions, will go a long way to success. I'm more into the O-line coach. I heard that, Coach. I'm with you, man. I'm right there. I'm the same way with when it comes to John Harbaugh. I trust and believe he's going to bring in the right guy for the job, whoever that may be, man. I do believe in what he's in him, obviously, because how can you not? The guy has a proven track record of success, man. So I do. I'm with you right there when I say I'm pretty much going to be on board with whoever he brings in because I trust in his decision making ability. And I'm interested in that O line coach too, man. I really did want to. I wish in a perfect world we could have retained Basillo, man. But I understand the business, man, and it's just this is a business at the end of the day. So hopefully we can find. I'm sure, like I said, also like you said, I trust and believe in him as and Hardball, and I know once again I'm confident he'll find the right guy to come in and hopefully continue this offensive line trending in upward direction like they have been, man. Because last season I really did enjoy watching them develop and look like a competent offensive line in most games, to be quite honest, man. In most games, they finally seemed like that light bulb finally went on, man, and these guys were able to finally put some things together and do some good things. So I'm excited to see who can maybe come in there as the offensive line coach. And as also another candidate, offensive coordinator candidate as well. That's been interesting, man. Things been heating up, man. One Mr. T. Martin, the quarterbacks coach from Baltimore, man. Obviously already has a relationship with John Harbaugh, and he's done some pretty good things over there as well. Here's some good things about T. Martin, what he's been his ability, how he's been able to, turn help turn Lamar Jackson into a better passer. And he's been doing some positive things. So he's another guy, another name out there, man, that's of interest for sure, man. But also, coming on over to the staff, special teams coordinator Chris Horton, and he's also the assistant head coach as well, man. So just like I said, total revamp of this coaching staff, which is what this team needed, man. Like I said, it needed to be gutted. It did, honestly, it did. It was just a big change needed to happen, man. And this is what the doctor ordered. I feel like Harbaugh is coming in and he is really, really already putting his fingerprint on this thing, man, and really changing some stuff, man, for the better. Absolutely for the better. And I'm excited to watch it all unfold right now, man. It's been really, really, really thorough, man. Been a thorough process, man. And speaking of thorough processes, he did already also, like I mentioned, get his defensive coordinator in here, one Mr. Denard Wilson, formerly of the Tennessee Titans. And Denard Wilson comes in, people, had their, has their different, views about him, but he's overall, I think he was a pretty solid hire to me, from what I can tell, what I can see, what he was able to do in Tennessee. I mean, I know this year things kind of got a little off kilter a little bit. But a year ago in Tennessee, what he was able to get done with that defense, not a lot of big time names on it, man, and still was able to do it. And also what he was able to do with that secondary in Tennessee, man, and how he had those guys playing up, and that's something the New York Giants definitely need. They definitely need something better in their secondary, man, because it's been rough. It's been a rough couple of couple of years back there in the back end for the New York Giants, man, to say the least. We need to figure out a way to get these guys coached up back there better, man. And Denard Wilson seems to be the guy for that. I mean, aggressive style defense that he runs, and it's. I think the Giants have a lot of key pieces that'll be able to really be able to execute his philosophy. You know what I mean? And prioritizing disrupting the offensive timing, like just with aggressive press coverage in the secondary, which if you think about it, that could maybe this guy could come in and potentially save the career of Deontay Banks, man. I know it could be a bit of a reach because I think Tay Banks, I don't really want to call the guy a complete lost cause, but he's been rough, man. It's been rough, and this guy has not shown enough. He was not able to figure out the Shane Bowen philosophy. He was not able to understand what was being asked of him, and maybe or bringing a guy like Denard Wilson, maybe that can help get a guy like Tay Banks back on track, man. Hopefully, we'll see. I mean, first round pick invested in him. I really want to see him doing more than running kicks, man. Really do. I mean, after you invest the first round pick in a guy, you just don't really. want to see this guy just running kickoffs back. But at the end of the day, this is where we are with him right now, man. But he's also a very aggressive play caller, man. I mean, very zone heavy scheme, a lot of cover three, cover four, two high safeties and stuff, man. Like it allows the corners to be aggressive, man. And that's I think that could be that's why I was talking about if he can maybe even revitalize a Tay Banks type of career, because that's where Tay Banks is at his best when he's able to kind of be a little more physical right there at the line a little bit, and that's where he seemed to have more success under Wink Martindale's philosophy, man. So hopefully we can see some changes back there. Tyler Newman as well, another guy I'd like to see. I mean, I still haven't given up completely on him yet. I think this guy, I think he does have all the tools. He just needs to get his head out of his ass, to be quiet, for less lack of a better way to say it, man. Because he has himself in position, but then he just has poor technique, and I don't. He needs to really clean that stuff up, man. I think that we can get a lot more out of him. Hopefully, like I said, new staff, new guys coming in here, man. Maybe perhaps we can see a lot of changes with these young guys, man. But another thing Denard Wilson is also good at is disguising those pressures, man. Like he'll have you swearing to God he's sending the house, man, and these guys just start dropping back in coverage, fooling the quarterback, making the quarterback have to think about it, and maybe that can create some much needed turnovers that this Giants defense needs to be better at achieving, man. Because this New York Giant defense has issues, man. Has had issues the last couple of years, man. Turning the ball over, they just cannot seem to just take that ball away from the offense, man. So hopefully we can get into something like that with Denard Wilson, man. Hopefully some things like that can change. And it's just like I said, just he's going to build a system around the players. He's not going to force assist, like force guys to just do what I want you to do, period, and how I want you to do it. He's gonna he's gonna get these build play to their strengths, man. So hopefully, like I said, we see some changes this year, because I just feel like disappointing this past year, all the talent that I think we have on this defense, and for what we got on the field, man, it just wasn't good, man. It wasn't a good look. It just wasn't everything. It wasn't what you want, man. What you want to see, man. I think the New York Giants do have some good edge rushers. Obviously, I feel like up front we should be solid, man. We're a pretty solid unit up front, man. And then it just wasn't. Just like I said, just didn't get the results you want to see, man. A couple guys stood out. Obviously, Brian Burns did his thing, man. Dex had a down year, obviously. I mean, Darius Alexander did come on late. Started coming on late, as the season progressed. He was getting better and better each and every week, up front there as well. I mean, Abdul Carter, the same thing, came on late, had some really good games the last few weeks of the season. And Bobby Okereke, he's Bobby O. I mean, a lot of people have been pretty hard on Bobby Okereke, but I mean, I just think when you look at our linebackers right now, I mean, he's the only one we had, man. I mean, he really is. Like, he's the only legitimate one we had. And I mean, he still was a tackling machine. I don't know. I don't know why people are so hard on Bobby Okereke. I don't. That's one of the things that kind of I'm kind of mind blown by a little bit. The people that are so harsh with him. I get it that maybe because he's not necessarily making the explosive plays he made like his first season here, when he was making a lot of really big time impact explosive plays. But I also think he's compensating a lot, man, out there, because like I said, he's the only legit linebacker we had. Mike McFadden went down in week 1, and it was just, that's been tough. I think Bobby Okereke had to go out there and pretty much could even rely on the guy next to him. You know what I mean? Look, that's no knock on the guys like Darius Muasau and guys like that, but come on, man, these guys they're not starters. And they kind of got forced into those roles, and those are important roles on this defense, and it just didn't work out. And I think Bobby Okereke had to compensate, was overcompensating, and maybe he did get into his own head a little bit, maybe a little bit too much. I don't know, but people just seem to be a little too hard on him. I still think I respect him as a player. I think he's still a pretty, more on the upper end of the linebackers in this league, man. I don't mean he's not, like, obviously he's not Fred Warner or nothing like that. I get it, man, but he's still he's To me, he's a good piece, man. I don't know why people seem to be so interested in running him out of town, man. Like as if we just got somebody else. We ain't got nobody else. You know what I mean? And he's pretty damn good still. So I just think we got to get, like I said, we get hopefully with this whole new breath of fresh air rolling into town, man. Denard Wilson, John Harbaugh putting together a staff, like you said. It's hopefully things will start working out. We'll start seeing some more positive changes on this defense, man. But I am excited for right now, and hopefully we get this offensive coordinator situation under. Hopefully, maybe as early as this week. Like you said, Coach, and I agree with you once again, Coach. Get an O lineman coach in there, man, because I want to see who this guy is because the O line took a step this year, and I don't want to see it regress again. We don't want to go back to that. I want to see it continue to go up, man, for sure. So, but some other big news that had came in, man, over the last couple of days, as we all know. I didn't really know if I wanted to talk about this, but let's talk about it for a little bit. Obviously, Giants co-owner, man, Stephen Tisch, man. I don't understand, man. Like it's the kind of thing that this a team like this right now doesn't need to have to be dealing with. And understand, I get it. It's not necessarily going to impact like any of the operations on the field. It's not going to impact that. It doesn't have really any effect on actual football itself. But at the same time, the association of having this guy associated with the team is that's not a good look right now, considering like that's just not a good thing to be a part of, man. That whole Jeffrey Epstein stuff, man, that's nonsense, man. And we look at this New York Giants as a class organization, and here we are, one of the owners caught up in scandal like this, man, coming out. And I find the timing of it all also just incredibly convenient as well. Me and my conspiracy theories, but I do find it convenient the fact that this stuff doesn't come out until right after the John Harbaugh, almost like you're trying to shake things up, as if almost like politically we're trying to shake things up, man. Oh, the New York Giants, they got something going. All right, let's bring them back down a notch right now. Let's release these files, these Epstein files, and let them know their owner is just a dirty rat as well. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know how I feel. To me, it's just not acceptable to me. And I just think what would be best is if he would just, sell his part, man. I feel like he's got to go. I know he issued his apology or whatever, a statement, but it's just not good enough, man. It doesn't matter how long ago it was. None of that matters, man. It's never something that he should have been involved with at all, man. And it's tough, man, around this young team having to deal with something like that. I just don't think this team is ready for that. And it's not something I want. You know how the New York media is, man. People are going to stick their mics in front of players' faces and ask their opinions. And that's just stuff we don't need to be worrying about, man. We need the football business. That's all we need to worry about, man. Nothing else. Nothing more, nothing less, man. This team, it's like we get going in the right direction, looks like, and then we have something that could potentially just be a distraction. You know what I mean? For however long this may linger. So hopefully, it won't be a problem. Hopefully this team can overcome that. But yeah, that's just what I got right now on that, man. It's just a shame that this had to happen. That this had to come out like this because, like I said, New York Giants, all you think of is class organization. You don't think of nonsense like this, of their owners being involved in stuff like this. Already dealing with the situation with John Mara and his health situation, and now you got John Mara dealing with the health situation like he's dealing with the cancer and everything, and now you got this coming out about Steve Tisch being involved with Jeffrey Epstein, of all people. Like right now, Jeffrey Epstein is like the scum of the world right now, scum of the earth. That's the last person you want your name connected to in any way, shape, or form right now. Probably on like the planet Earth. He's like one of the absolute last people you want your name connected with. So it's just not. It's not a good look. but hopefully it doesn't escalate into anything more than what it is. As far as like I said, because football it needs to be about business as usual, man. And that's all this team needs to focus on is the play on is football and the play on the field, man. And hopefully this does not turn into anything, any kind of distraction towards the players in any way, shape, or form, man. We'll hope for the best on that. But just another thing, just also news lately. I know I did a video a couple days ago about it, but I can never say enough about it, man. The Eli Manning situation, and I call it Eli Manning situation because talk about politics, man. I tell you, it's something going on, man. Because the way what a Hall of Famer is measured by is our greatness and great accomplishments, and that's what a Hall of Famer is measured by. But yet, people seem to want to move the needle for certain individuals. Yes, Eli Manning didn't have the gaudy regular season stats like some of the other guys, like the Tom Brady's and the Peyton Mannings, and like what you see the Patrick Mahomes of today doing and stuff like that. And I understand that, and I'm not comparing them to those guys in any way because I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, Eli Manning is just as good as those guys or better than any of them. I'm not saying that shit. What I'm saying is Eli Manning is a standard of greatness in this league as well because the things he did in the postseason was a standard of greatness. It's top tier. His accomplishments in the postseason were top tier accomplishments. You don't have the playoff runs that he had, and then it just gets ignored, man. And it just gets ignored, act like that's just nothing. That's no big deal. That's all you did. That's it. You're just the all-time leading passer in a single postseason. Oh, that's it. Oh, you just went in 2007 with a team with no Hall of Famers on it other than Michael Strahan in his final year of his career, and you just beat an undefeated team that was just steamrolling everybody in their way all season long. Oh, that's all he did. Oh, that's it. Forget about it. Oh, you just had like 44 fourth quarter comeback or game winning touchdown pass, whatever it was. I was reading they game winning touchdown passes or game or something. It's just insane. The clutch gene that Eli had, man. Eli Manning that's where he was great. He was great in the clutch moments, in the big moments when it mattered. And I don't understand. Like that's what in the Hall of Fame supposed to be measured by greatness and those type of achievements. And also the fact that he was a top 10 passer, top 10 in pretty much in every major quarterback category. It doesn't matter, man. And it still like just gets overlooked. It was one thing, okay, not a first ballot guy. Now it's the second year, and then it goes through the same. And how long is it going to drag on? Is it going to be something new each and every year? Like, I don't understand. Like, to me, you got to get it right, Hall of Fame committee. You got to get it right. What's going on in the chat? I got a couple new guys in the chat. Daniel Barry, how's it going? Happy Sunday to you, brother. And Joe Ferry, Jake, what's going on, bro? Always good to see you, my man. Always good to see you. Yes, you did find me, brother, right here. you said, you said, I'm a Giants fan. That means I don't trust a thing, man. Yeah, absolutely, man. I feel you. But just this whole thing with Eli, the Hall of Fame, to me it just bothers me because I challenge people to this because people talk about obviously Peyton. No, I'm not saying Eli was better than his big brother, but I said it on the video the other day, and I'm gonna say it again right now here. Who would you take in the postseason? And I know a lot of haters out there will lie and still say Peyton Manning, but you fucking full of shit because Eli Manning was significantly better in the postseason than his big brother. Point blank and period. Just better. Just better. Eli had that superpower, man. And when it came to postseason football, he had that superpower. Because even though he only won football games in he only won playoff games the 2 years he went to the Super Bowl, and every other playoff game he played in, he lost. A couple of those games, playoff games he was in, I'll tell you, 2008 season against the Eagles in the divisional round when the Giants had number one overall seed, and the Eagles came in to this in the divisional round to play the Giants, and after the Giants had the first round bye, and they ended up beating the Giants. Eli Manning played a phenomenal game that day, but receivers dropping balls all over the place, guys just not making plays around it. Eli Manning played a phenomenal game that day. Also, the 2016 playoff game, the wild card game in Green Bay. Once again, Eli throwing darts, man, the whole game. He can't go out there and catch the goddamn football for his receivers that were clearly had their head in their ass that day. I mean, I feel like he's just being punished for playing. He played in a great era of quarterback play, man. Like I said, that's not to be trying to make excuses, but the facts are what the facts are, man. Legendary quarterbacks all over his era was in. I mean, some like I said, some of the best quarterbacks in the history of the game. Literally, he played amongst that group, man. Okay, so he didn't necessarily stand out on top of all of them, but I tell you what, and like I said, when it came to the postseason, when it came to clutch moments, he stood out. Then he did stand out, like absolutely. I mean, he ain't nothing going on for the barbecue today, man. I'm still trying to clean up snow. But you wouldn't know nothing about that, Mr. California. You know what I mean? You wouldn't know nothing about that snow. The Hall of Fame is about writing stories. You cannot tell the story of the NFL for a decade without Eli. Exactly. Exactly. Like you said, that's right there, perfectly put. That's a whole chunk of like you said, like a decade right there where you can't tell the story without Eli, man. You can't, you just yeah, absolutely. I'm not a homer either. I'm speaking the truth. Like I said, if I was a homer, I'd be sitting there telling people how great Eli Manning was, how much better he was than all these other guys that I know. Honestly, can say that he wasn't better than like Drew Brees or Tom or his big brother or like Aaron Rodgers. He wasn't better than those guys, but and there were certain moments in which he was. I mean, he beat Tom Brady twice, one of which, like I said, you could make an argument that 2007 Patriot was the best team of all time. They just weren't able to close the deal in the Super Bowl because of Eli Manning. The iconic throws. How do you have an iconic throw in each game in the fourth quarter with your back against the wall? The helmet catch, that whole play, everybody talks about the helmet catch itself. Yes, that was phenomenal on David Tyree's end as well. But Eli Manning just getting away from that pressure and still being able to set his feet and put it up and give his receiver a chance. You got to break the whole play down. And then, like I said, the fourth quarter, his line in the fourth quarter of that game, man, like just in the fourth quarter against an undefeated team to be able to do what he did, man. It's just too much, man. It's too much for. I don't understand how people hate on this guy, man, the way they do. To the Hall of Fame dudes, power tripping. They want Roger. They want Roger Craig before he dies. I don't know. They could have voted him in 25 years ago. Why care now? I mean, I agree with that stuff, man. Like, if they feel that way about Roger Craig, then why'd you make him wait this long? I mean, he was a phenomenal player in the 80s as well, honestly. I mean, Roger Craig was I think, if I'm not mistaken, the only thousand guy ever, still to this day, in history of the league. 1,000 yards receiving, 1,000 yards rushing in one single season. Once again, greatness. I get it. The Hall of Fame, people say, oh, it's about your career, the whole career. Well, he was a good player throughout his whole career, and then he has that stamp of greatness right there that no one else can touch. But yet, that's how the Hall of Fame felt about him and left him out all these years. And I don't understand it. Eli, like I said, Eli's postseason greatness to me alone is what should be getting him in the Hall. Point blank and period. I mean, you go back to 2011 Super Bowl 46. That pass to Mario Manningham, I mean, the coverage was perfect, and the pass needed to be more perfect, and it was. I mean, dropped it right in the bucket. You just can't do it any better. Like I mentioned, that 2011 season, that playoff run to Eli Manning, and it's still to this day, still holds the record for the most yards in a single postseason. I mean, it's just phenomenal what he's able. And the thing about how many playoff runs has Patrick Mahomes now had, and how many more playoff runs that Tom Brady still have since then, and Jalen Hurts and some of these guys now, Josh Allen's and whatnot. these other guys, and nobody's breaking that record. Nobody's knocking that down. Eli Manning still holds on to that. And once again, also, once on the team, not no other Hall of Famers around him. You don't have the luxury of the Randy Mosses or a luxury of a Marvin Harrison or Rob Gronkowski's and guys like that. Eli Manning was playing with guys that, they were good. I'm not saying like our guys weren't good. They were decent, good ball players, but for the most part, they weren't all-time greats. He didn't play with any all-time greats. He played with some good guys, but not all-time greats. So it's just it's a mess. Yeah, 70 and sunny over there. I bet. I'm excited because it's going to be back to 30 tomorrow, bro. I'm excited for that. So that's that. Just to give you anything of what I'm dealing with over here. It'll be 30 tomorrow, and I'm getting pumped up for 30 degrees. Hey, out here we are interviewing Sean McVay's landscaper for our OC position today. What's even left? I mean, I was talking about him earlier a little bit. Like I said, he still got Davis Webb out there, Charlie Weiss Jr., Cliff Kingsbury, T. Martin amongst some of the names, man. Like I said, mentioned earlier, I trust in the process, bro. I'm believing in whatever Harbaugh's going to do because Harbaugh's a proven winner, if he makes a move, I stand by it because he made a lot of good moves in Baltimore for over a very long period of time, man. So I'm confident in his ability, and I'm sure whoever he brings in is going to be be the guy that he's absolutely, absolutely felt really good about, man. So yeah, it's just so yeah. Like I said, I'm not going to keep dwelling too much more on the Eli thing. It's just that it just bothers me. It's something that's going to bother me until he gets in where he rightfully deserves. That's all. So what you got here, man. So that pretty white boy Kingsbury, when he gets fired, he usually gets in head coaching job next. Like I was saying, my thing about Kingsbury, like I was saying earlier, is just that he seems to be like that 1 year wonder god kind of guy, man. He's always really, really good for 1 year. You have an offense really cooking for 1 year, and then all of a sudden it just kind of seems to fall off the rails a little bit. I don't know if that's a him thing, if that's a personnel thing, what it's been, I don't know. But that's my only reservation. It's my big reservation with Cliff Kingsbury, man. It just seems to always be that way with him. Yeah, I also agree. That's something I would I'm only talking about specifying Eli because obviously this is New York Giants podcast here. But yeah, Belichick is close enough to New York Giants family as well. So you know what? That's a disgrace. That's just a disgrace. There's no. That's almost like saying if Tom Brady when his first year eligibility and he doesn't get in, that would be like that, which I think is what still 2 more years I think away. Is that still like 2 more years? I think like 2 more years. I think Tom's got like 2 more years. I think, but that's that's almost like saying that basically. Like how can Bill Belichick not get in on the first ballot? It's come on. What's he got like 7, 8 Super Bowl? Well, seven Super Bowls as a head coach. I think 7 as a head coach. He's got the couple with the Giants as a coordinator. I mean, come on, man. It's just. I should start a petition for him, real. I should because it's frustrating. He belongs in there, man. He belongs in the hall, but he definitely does. But yeah, the Bill Belichick thing, man, that to me that's the most egregious thing. I mean, even much as I love Eli, man, much as I love my guy Eli, there's no bigger snub in the Hall of Fame this year than Bill Belichick. That's just crazy. I still don't even know what the class is. I haven't seen a leak of what the actual class is, obviously. But if we know who's not in, they must know who is in, obviously. So they haven't leaked that information out quite yet that I've seen anywhere. So I'm kind of curious to see exactly who did make it. I'm pretty sure, obviously, Drew Brees is not in on his first ballot because how can Drew Brees not be a first ballot Hall of Famer? And I'm thinking the same for Larry Fitzgerald. I don't know who else though, honestly. And the fact, like I said, the fact that Bill Belichick didn't get in is still just that was just that's mind blowing to me. It's like what I want to know how you come to a conclusion when they held that vote that Bill Belichick wasn't a unanimous like first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't get that. It doesn't matter that he has a 20-something-year-old girlfriend. It doesn't matter about anything, all this other nonsense you want to try to make up, fixate in your minds about Bill Belichick. All he did was win for a very, very long time. And and look, to me, that's a disgrace. They should be ashamed of themselves off of that alone. Hall of Fame committee should definitely be ashamed of themselves, not having getting Bill Belichick in on his first ballot, man, because that's where he belongs. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. That's ridiculous. Whew. But kind of glad you brought that up, man, a little bit, because that was just terrible. But we'll see. Back to the drawing board, and we'll see. They get in class of 2026, man. Maybe they both get in 2026. I don't know what kind of guys will be up in next year's class, but it's tough, man. Uh, I understand it's a big backlog when it comes to the Hall of Fame. A lot of great players waiting and buying their time, but some guys shouldn't have to wait, and that's just because, like I say, some guys just did things that were so great that they shouldn't have to wait like this. And Bill Belichick definitely shouldn't have had to wait. There's no excuse for him not getting in. I mean, you can say what you want. I mean, I'm upset about Tom Coughlin not getting in, and yet here is Bill Belichick not getting in. When it comes to free agency, man, personally, and I would like to find a way to retain Wandale Robinson if we can find, work out a contract that works for the team. I'm not expecting him to take any kind of hometown discount or nothing like that. But at the end of the day, I don't want to overpay him because I think in a perfect world, Wandale would be like a perfect number three receiver. You know what I mean? Like that little slot guy, shifty slot guy. You got two dogs on the outside like Malik, and we get somebody else, another legit guy on the outside. Because I think what people forget about and what Wandale this past season is once Malik Neighbors went down, we had nobody else, man. And nobody else except for him in that wide receiver room, like legitimately, because Darius Slayton is nobody to me. I'm sorry. I can't stand behind him anymore. I can't stand by that guy anymore, man. He's dropped too many key passes for my liking, man. But hold on, what's going on, Bruce Harper, man? How you doing? Welcome to the chat, Bruce Harper. Uh, say hi, Mac the Giants fan, as I am a big Eagles fan, and want to say thank you for letting us have Saquon. You got it, man. I'm over that. I'm long over it now, man. I was pretty pissed up in the beginning about it, man. But I'm over that now, man. So y'all got Saquon, and y'all go ahead and be happy with him, man. He had a rough year this year. Just letting you know. It ain't always peaches and cream, even with Saquon, man. Even though he also got y'all a bowl in his first year. So, but thanks for coming in, man. I do appreciate y'all, man. Uh, Wandale is a weird one with the NFL view. Would NFL view him as a gadget wide receiver and want to pay him 10 million, or get serious and go 20? Oh, I think the thing about a guy like Wandale is people view him differently in general. Like I think a lot of people have a lot of different opinions about Wandale Robinson. I think I'm one of the people that's a little more higher than most on Wandale, but I know people that can't stand him. I work with a guy on Wednesdays sometimes. My guy, my boy, my super dope co-host Adam Costas. He can't stand Wandale's little ass. Me and him have very different opinions of Wandale, but I just like to look at what Wandale was able to do, man. Once his guys went down, and he was like the only real legit target in the wide receiver room. He still managed to work himself to 1,000-yard season, man. He got busy, man, and he had some big moments on his year, and he even got some stuff done lined up on the outside. We've seen Wandale go deep a lot more this season than we probably have his whole career, and that was pretty good to see, pretty refreshing, man. So He's a guy that I would like to retain myself personally. I'd like to see uh, a guy like Kayvon step up this year too. This what's going on, Ryan? Ryan's Big Blue Podcast. Welcome to the chat, man. I appreciate you stopping in, man. Make sure y'all go sub to Ryan, man. Ryan does tremendous work at his channel, man. Young man be grinding and he delivers a great show, man. Multiple shows a week, always on point, man. He knows his stuff and he really does. He really does really good work, man. So make sure y'all go sub up to Ryan at Ryan's Big Blue Podcast, man. But I feel the Giants will be doing better this year as they still have Malik. Well, we gotta see how Malik comes back, man. I mean, you got to see how Malik comes back. You got to see what he's like, what he's all about, man. It's gonna be rough coming back from those injuries like that sometimes. So you got to see, man. We'll have to see. He's a wait and see project for me, man. Yeah, Mac. If you watch NBA, you can have a 10 win team and some brother going to score 25 points per game. Does that make him good? It's a good point, Ray Wandale. Interesting. I mean, you're right. I mean, it's weird, man. Yeah, yeah. He hates Wandale. He hates Wand. I mean, he can't stand Wandale. I remember doing a live stream with him when Wandale got drafted that night, and I remember how pissed off he was that night when we drafted Wandale in the second round. McLovin in the house. Guess that he's talking about Ryan. I guess that's messed up. McLovin. Cruz. Yeah, I mean, you're not always going to hit lightning in the bottle like that, man. When guys like Victor Cruz, man, they don't come around. They don't grow on trees, man. We got lucky with that one. Thanks, Ryan, once again for stopping in, man. I do appreciate you, man. What up? What up? Boo! What the hell y'all got going on in here? Said I was in like juvenile hall, and this guy got all these guests. That's fantastic. Yo, Jay, you're a crazy. You're a nut, Jay, man. You're a crazy guy, man. I love you, man. I love your energy, man. What you bring to the chats and all these streams, man. I appreciate the energy, man. But yeah. So like Tibbs, I want to see how Tibbs responds on his 5th-year option coming off the injury. See how he responds, man. Because if the New York Giants or if he even becomes trade bait, he's a guy really curious about Illuminor. I would like to retain him, man. I really would. I really want to keep this line intact as much as possible. I don't want to shake up too much on the line. I don't want to change too much on the line. I really want to keep it as intact as possible, but I just don't know, man. It's going to be hard to do. You can't keep everybody, so cannot keep everybody, and that's what it's going to come down to. So that's what we're going to have to figure out, man. Is how we're going to work it out. But Illuminor is definitely a key piece, also, man. I was going to get to him next after I was talking about Wandale, actually, and then I started going off a little bit on a little tangent. But Illuminor also, I think he was a valuable piece, man. On that right side of the line, he was an anchor. He was really holding it down in the early part of the year when we were still without AT for the first few games. Illuminor was really holding it down, man, and he was doing a really good job. And he did a good job throughout the season, man. He does need to calm down with the penalties a little bit, but I think he can obviously work on that for sure. And he's just a good piece out there. I mean, to me, he's our second best O lineman. I mean, after that's it. Those are 2 tackles right there are our 2 best O linemen, and I really would like to keep those guys. But when you're a free agent, man, the choice is yours, man. That's what happens when you go to free agency. It's a bitch. See what happens, man. Somebody might offer him more money than the Giants are willing to pay, and that's where That's where depth comes into play, man. You got to have guys step in, and hopefully can step up. But I would really like to, in a perfect world, retain Illuminor and Wandale. For me, those are a couple of the main guys. Cordell Flott, another guy that's really shown a lot of growth over his time here with the Giants. Another guy, I don't know how other teams value him around the league right now. I know you can't. I know you can't keep everybody. Well, that's not everybody. Those are just a couple of guys, man. Those are like the main guys. Like those are the main ones that I would like to keep. I mean, that's not keeping everybody. I mean, most of the other guys, as far as I'm concerned, like I'm not. I wouldn't mind. I mean, keep a guy like Bellinger around, but do I really expect him to stick around? Probably not with the way he's been treated over the last couple of years here with this team. He's probably going to go ahead and take that time to go out and go somewhere else and maybe get more of an opportunity than what he's been getting here with the Giants. I would like to keep a guy like that, but I don't expect to, and I'm not really going to necessarily think that we will keep him, honestly. But at the same time, these guys, like I said, like Wandell has been kind of a big part of this offense, and I think can be. Sure, I want to retain him. Why would I not want to? I mean, the same with Luminor. Luminor, like I said, anchor on that offensive line, man. The fact that we have two very reliable pieces at tackle, one who is to me the best left tackle in football, and Andrew Thomas, and then at right tackle have a guy like Luminor who is also a guy that's very good, could hold his own. Of course, I want to keep that together. Bruce Harper says, I feel Jameis has got top skills, but maybe he will get into trouble. What do you mean by that? Maybe he'll get. He's not. Jameis is the backup quarterback, and I think he's a good backup quarterback. And I'm good with. He definitely needs to stay. Need to keep him in the room with Jackson Dart. Let them continue to grow. I think Winston has a really bright future, potentially in coaching, or in just up in the broadcast booth. That guy is just a natural, man. Said if we don't resign these dudes, we win 2 games. I mean, I don't know about that. We better win more than 2 games. That can't happen. We can't get that bad. Doesn't it feel weird Joe Shane didn't try to extend anyone from 2022? I mean, I mean, who'd you really want to extend? Our draft capital was sick that year, and we got nothing. Yeah, pretty much. We pretty much got nothing for the most part. Not for the most part. I mean, like I said, I like Wandale, and I mean, I like Kayvon Thibodeau too. I just wish he hasn't necessarily given us some production of a number 5 overall pick, but I like him. I don't dislike Kayvon. I mean, like I said, Bellinger, I think is better than we realize, and I just think he hasn't gotten the opportunities for whatever reason. He keeps ending up in the doghouse. And Michael McFadden also he's been a player. McFadden has been pretty tough too, man. It's just that we lost him this season. I think it was easy to forget about McFadden because he came off a really good season in 2024, and then he got hurt in the first game of the year in that Washington game, out for the damn season. So I think people have kind of forgotten the level of player that McFadden can be and what he was seemed to be developing to. He was one of the players I was really, really excited about seeing this year. And it was upsetting to me to see him go down in week 1 and with a season-ending injury right in week 1. It was upsetting to me because I thought I expected really big things. I think we would have got a better year out of Bobby Okereke with McFadden alongside of him as opposed to what he was playing next to the whole damn season. You can't mess around with tackles. You got to pay, or else your offense is non-functional. You're right. I know that for a fact. That's what I used to do. I used to play tackle in my days, man. I was the left tackle in my playing days, man. I know what it's all about, man. Very important position. Lawrence Taylor made it an essential position, a premium position. Got left tackles paid. That's why left tackles get paid as much money they get paid. That's why they're the second highest paid players on the offense, basically. It's because one Mr. Lawrence Taylor made that happen, man. He made it a premium position because he made it so you couldn't just slide anybody in there. You had to get some guys with skills out there. You confusing me. I don't know what that means. Do you feel the Giants will draft Tate if he is not drafted before the Giants turn? And if they do, they will have two top wide receivers. I mean, right now, it's all on the table right now for the Giants, man. I would not be upset with that pick, obviously. Uh, Carnell Tate, I would not be upset with that pick whatsoever. He's the kind of wide receiver, the complement that we could use to complement Malik Neighbors in his offense. So, look, I'm not gonna be upset with that if that was the case, man. We end up with Carnell Tate, man. Not one bit, man. I feel the best Giant of all time could be LT, but I never saw him play, but I saw the highlights and he was very good. Well, yeah, I actually did see him play, and it was my pleasure, and that's why he is the reason I'm a New York Giants fan. I'd never lived in New York in my life, man. I live right down here in Delaware, but always been a New York Giants fan since I was a little kid, and the reason why is because Lawrence Taylor was an animal, and watching him play, it was something different. I could tell you, man. And the highlights don't even do it justice, man. Because the highlights is what they are. They're just highlights. But to really watch him play a football game and how dominant he was from start to finish in the game and how he could just take a game over and completely wreck a game. Whew, it is never be another Lawrence Taylor, man. That's why when people keep talking about like the Micah Parsons and the Abdul Carters now and all this other stuff and talking about Lawrence Taylor, no, there will never, and I do mean never, be another Lawrence Taylor. That's it. That's a one and done. There's no other. There's not be no other LT. LT, he was something special, something different, and that's all I can say about that. Like I said, and that's the one thing about my age, the season that I got on me, man, being able to be around in the '80s and being able to see Lawrence Taylor, his dominance, and see a good chunk of his career, man, and it was fun to watch, man. It's You said when I saw the highlights, like the other team was scared of him as he could do whatever he wanted on the highlights. That's kind of what it was, man. That's kind of what it was. He instilled fear into opposing offenses, into opposing quarterbacks. Fear, the fear of God. You know what I mean? Like it was something special. Lawrence Taylor was something special, man. Something special to watch, man. I'll tell you. I met him in real. I actually met him in person too, man. I got the pleasure of actually shaking his hand and LT, man. I didn't get to talk to him too much because it was at an autograph session when I was in Canton for Michael Strahan. When Michael Strahan got into the Hall of Fame, I went out to Canton for that, and I got to meet Lawrence Taylor there. I guess they didn't get to talk much to him because it was an autograph session. They had to keep the line moving, but it was cool, man. Definitely one of the highlights of my life, getting to meet my all time favorite player and seeing another one of my all time favorites getting up to the Hall of Fame, and also meeting Eli Manning that weekend as well. Met Eli that weekend. Tom Coughlin I met that weekend as they were all in town. Or Giants were in town anyway because they played in the Hall of Fame game that weekend that year. So that's why the Giants were in town anyway. Also, they came up to see Michael Strahan as well. Some of the guys, Jesse Armstead, I met that weekend. David Tyree, couple guys, man. That was a good weekend. That was a fun time. Good times, man. I recommend anybody never been to the Canton for the Hall of Fame, or just even if you just it's really awesome, man. The Hall of Fame, the museum is dope. So many cool interactive things in there, man. It was really dope, man. Dope experience. I was hoping to be able to go back this year if Eli was going to get in, man. I was definitely going to be the plan to head back out there again. But whenever Eli gets in, though, I promise to be there again. The Hall of Fame that was a fun weekend, man, for sure. LT was a dynamo, and a hilarious, yeah, absolutely hilarious. Some of the best sound bites you ever get, man, in football. Said Bruce Harper, man. There was one where he was playing versus the Commanders, and the snap Joe Theismann's leg like a twig, and he was nice as he called to help. Oh, he immediately, as soon as the play, he knew he hurt him bad. And Lawrence Taylor was a class act. I mean, immediately he made sure nobody definitely didn't get anywhere else near Theismann and jump on anything crazy. He made sure initially got up and called for help from the medical help from the sideline, like handling like a pro. You know what I mean? Didn't just jump up and start celebrating all crazy and like ignorantly over top of an injured man. No, he handled that like that was a class act by Lawrence Taylor that day when he injured Joe Theismann that game. Man, it was definitely something to see, man. It was impressive, man. Lawrence Taylor was impressive in every way on the field, man. I know people, the stories about some of his off the field antics and things that he was caught up in, man. And look, we're all humans in this world, man. So we're all humans. People do things that they do, man. I can't knock the guy probably a little too hard sometimes, but at the end of the day, it never affected his play on the field. That's all I can say. So never affected his play on the field. Our team sucks when we always talk about dudes from 20, 40 years ago. I feel you, man. But right now, man, it's the only thing that can put a smile on our face talking about guys like LT, man. Nothing else puts a smile on our face these days, man. So also all our content creators constantly saying it is what it is. That means dreadful. What is going on? Solving the race problem, man. I appreciate you popping in on this Sunday afternoon, man. I appreciate you stopping in, man. Good to see you. Says Theismann never played after that, I don't think. I think that was it. I think that might have ended his career or pretty much ended his career. He might have tried to make a little comeback and it might have never really. I can't remember exactly because when that happened, that was still a little bit before I was like all the way into football too much. I was a little kid when that happened still. A little tyke. I wasn't even a little tyke when I was still a little youngster. But so that's why I feel LT is probably the best of all time. As he was powerful and mean, but he tried to help when the other players got hurt. Man, yeah, he was like I said, he was a class act about it, man. About that situation in particular. I mean, he had some things, like I said, stuff with him off the field stuff, but at the end of the day, on the field for the most part, he was a competitor. He was a dog. A lot of the stuff that he did probably wouldn't even be able to get away with now in today's NFL. He'd probably be getting slapped with all kinds of personal fouls and whatnot. But that's today's NFL. But he played in the '80s when you could basically decapitate a guy and it was still okay. He says, "Well, what about Kayvon doing Snow Angels next to Nick Foles' corpse? Was that classy?" Ooh, I mean, maybe not. But Kayvon in that situation was a young guy, and yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Probably not the classiest of things that he could have done, but I think he probably learned from that. Probably learned from that as well. What we got here? Bruce Harper in the chat. Hard in the chat. Bruce, appreciate you, my brother. Yes, but I never even saw him play except on the highlights. But I bet he would be the number one player in NFL, even if he was playing today. And if he was, I hope he would play for the Eagles because we need him. Never that, bro. Never that. I don't even want to would never even want to picture that, man. No way would I want to picture Lawrence Taylor in a Philadelphia Eagle uniform, bro. Never would I want to see that. But yeah, I think he's a dog, man. He would definitely be able to still do his thing today, man. Lawrence Taylor he's the greatest defensive player of all time. Period. I mean, a lot of great defensive players over the years, obviously, but none greater than Lawrence Taylor. I think it's what he did to the game, man. Like I said, you had to really, like I said, you talk about highlights, but to actually see him play in games where you're not just looking at the cut up highlight tapes that reels. I'm talking about just watching him on the plays that you don't even see on the highlights and just see the impact he had. It's like I said, it was crazy. The attention he would command, never seen anything like it, man. Never seen anything like it. My favorite LT story was when he was coked up and called Phil Simms at 4 a.m. Phil started yelling at him, and LT said, "You white people sleep too damn much." One of LT's crazy story, another crazy LT story. I remember it. So many of those, man. LT is the crazy guy that would send send prostitutes to the opposing team's running backs, like hotel rooms and shit like that when they would be in town. That was Lawrence Taylor, man. How come you're not an Eagles fan if you're from Delaware? Because I don't like the Eagles. And like I said, Lawrence Taylor, man. Once I saw Lawrence Taylor play, man, I wanted to be down with anything he was a part of, and he was a part of the New York Giants, man. And then over the years, the New York Giants, that's just my love, man. Just even after LT, I wasn't going to just turn my back on the team. I mean, I love this football team now, and that's just what it is. I'm not, even though I'm closer. Oh yeah, sure, I live in Eagle Country, but I'm not like I'm so far away from the New York market either. I mean, I can be to MetLife Stadium right now from my house in less than 2 hours. I mean, like, yeah, about an hour and a half drive, I'll be at MetLife Stadium from my house. I left my house right now, so it's not like I'm like way like far from the market. You know what I mean? I am. I'm a New York Giants fan. Plus, I do got a lot of. I'm from Delaware, but I got a lot of New York ties as well, man. I got a lot of family in Brooklyn and stuff like that. Spent a lot of time up there when I was younger. I'm also a New York Mets fan, by the way. My sister used to babysit Ron Darling's kids, an old pitcher for the Mets back in the day. Still does commentary for the Mets, as a matter of fact. Now my sister used to be the nanny for his kids. That's how I became a New York Mets fan. Used to get a lot of free Mets stuff back in the day. Free gear. He would just throw stuff my way when I was a youngster, man. So that's how I became a New York Mets fan as well. The same thing. I mean, it's like, yeah, 'cause I got New York ties. So pretty much that's how it is. That's how I ended up becoming a Giants fan, man, as opposed to an Eagles fan. But I hold my own against Eagle fans every day of my life. Believe that. Nah, definitely didn't work out for that. Never had interest in that team either. Never had an interest. Yeah, I'm definitely a real one, man. And speaking of being a real one, I appreciate you coming in, Bruce, today. And if you are new to my channel, man, at all, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button for me, man. I got to get ready to check out, man, because the rest of my day got to go on, man. Got to go make a living as well. But I wanted to tap in with the first edition of the True Blue podcast, man. This is another live stream I'll be bringing y'all way, man. I'm gonna get a schedule set up for you guys. I might be bringing this one multiple times a week. Actually, I haven't really figured it out yet. Got to work around my work schedule as well. It's kind of tough because I have a weird work schedule, but might be trying to bring this one to you multiple times a week. The True Blue podcast, man. And this is, like I said, something that I've been trying to tell you guys that I've been trying to work on growing my channel this off season. I want to make 2026 great for Mac the Giants fan and all my loyal supporters, man. The guys that come through and really continue to keep my channel growing, man. And I really, really appreciate it, man. I really do. I feel the most important is all fans can always be loyal, and that is the number one best part of being a fan and making the team better for doing the podcast. Absolutely. I appreciate you too, Bruce, man. Most definitely appreciate you, man. And thanks for hitting that like button, man. Most definitely, man. I definitely do. And everybody, man, I appreciate tuning in to edition of the True Blue podcast. I am your boy, Mac the Giants fan. Make sure you go to my channel, hit that like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content, man. And I'll catch y'all next week, man. Sometime, or maybe sometime later on this week when some more news pops off. I don't have a set schedule for this particular stream yet, but I'll let y'all know when I get one locked in, man, when I figure it out working around my work schedule. It's y'all boy, Mac the Giants fan. I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Mac the Giants fan. That's MACDA Giants fan.